Pepper says, are you ready to do a little decluttering, cleaning, and a little fall decorating? I know I am. It's time to start to come upstairs and focus back on the main rooms. Now, for the most part, we have kept the kitchen pretty good, especially from where we came from. We have made amazing progress in keeping up with the majority of the kitchen. The don't put it down, put it away mantra has really helped me in the kitchen, especially when I'm cooking or putting away the groceries. But because hoarding disorder is a mental disorder and I am ADHD, we still have some hot spots that remain on fire. Okay, so as we're cleaning off the top of this countertop, I'm going to be talking about two stories. The first one is, yes, you are seeing this correctly. It is Easter decor in the very beginning of October. This was kind of a running gag this year because I couldn't find my summer decor and we left Easter up the entire time. It was just kind of funny, like, how long will we keep Easter up for this year? It's still Easter, guys. It was just a running gag. And yes, we will be finally taking this down and putting it away. Next, I'm going to be talking about how I very recently had another aha moment in my recovery in hoarding disorder. And that is, I just met my new neighbor that is next door. He's totally rehabbing the house. The original owner had bought the house when it was built in the late 60s, and he has passed on and transitioned to heaven right now. So I met my new neighbor who was rehabbing it. Now, he has lived in my town for his entire life and knew the original builder that built all the homes in my street. And he was telling me about the neighbor who lived in this house, the owners before me and my family moved in. They bought it in the late 60s. We bought it from them in 2008. So this house has only had 2 families living in it. And he told me that the lady that lived here, the wife, the mother, she was sweet, she was kind, she was outgoing and nice. But she was, what he believed was, a hoarder. She never let anybody into her home. It was always full of clutter. And when she transitioned to heaven and her children inherited, when they were getting the house ready to sell on the market, they were mountains upon mountains of stuff on the curb each and every week. And I had just had an aha moment where I felt bad for my house. I felt so bad for my house because it always had a hoarder in it. It was always cluttered and filled to the brim, and it never had the opportunity to live its full potential, to enjoy the spaces that were originally intended to be curated, to be functioned in as a family, to be organized, to be useful. It was always cluttered. And because I'm someone with hoarding disorder who humanizes inanimate objects, which is one of the many reasons why I don't throw things out, I felt so bad for my house. And I just wanted to say that I took the time to make a promise to this house, the spirit of this house, if you will, that I would be the one who broke those generational behaviors. I was going to be the one who broke that pattern of hoarding so that my house could be happy and have the space and energy and love that it was originally intended for. And I believe it was Fly Lady who coined the weekly home blessings. And I get it. I get why she called it that. I feel like there's a lot of ways to bless your home and to keep the energy of the home happy and joyful and peaceful. One of them, of course, is going to be cleaning and decluttering and kind of maintaining those spaces. Another one, of course, is going to be the healthy relationships of the families or friends. Or if you live by yourself, a lot of the energy of the home is determined by the people who are living there. This is where me and my family have thrived. And I also believe the family before us too, to help make our home happy. Because this was the home where we were newlyweds and started a family, and my boys have great memories growing up here together. So our family traditions, experiences, and deep bonds created a loving space for our home. And it's also very important that I point out that if you have hoarding disorder, that it's okay, because we have the capacity to love others, to care for others, to be empathetic, compassionate, and be good people. Our only issue is that we have a hard time discarding stuff, and we tend to save everything for a multitude of reasons. That could be for a coping mechanism. It's just something that we're stuck in. So I don't want anyone thinking that just because we have hoarding disorder that we're subhumans on some type of level. We are wonderful, loving people. But I know that deep down inside, we do truly want to free ourselves from the clutter. And that is exactly what this journey is to humanize that. And now, as we're moving on to finally decorating for the fall, I also want to talk about something that I recently read about, and it's another way for us to bless our home. And it was actually coined dopamine decorating. And you know, this caught the attention of my ADHD immediately. Now, of course, I'm going to be doing my dopamine decorating by using items we already have, enjoying them, being grateful for them. And if I am tempted to have something new, well, then we can create something with the many craft supplies that I already have. We're utilizing what we already own. Now, my understanding of dopamine decorating is instilling a sense of happiness, warmth, welcoming, and customizing your home as a reflection of the family's style and personalities. So, of course, this subject excited my ADHD, and it actually motivates me to declutter even more. But what's really important is that we're finally at the point where the hoarding is no longer an issue for unusable living spaces, and we can start to curate the home properly. This is such a huge milestone with anyone with hoarding disorder, because we never were able to curate the homes that we envisioned it, because we had trouble with discarding stuff, making decisions, and organizing the home so it'd be more functional. So now we take the next step, and that is, how do we want to decorate our home? What does that look like? I would love to know in the comments below. What is your decorating style? What do you enjoy? Do you like farmhouse? Are you boho? Are you a minimalist? Are you a maximalist? Do you enjoy neutral colors, or would you prefer more bright and bold colors? Maybe you enjoy vintage stuff, or maybe you enjoy modern stuff. But this is the fun part. This is the fun part where we get to look inside ourselves and think, what do we want, and how can we express ourselves in our home? And I realize that when I'm dopamine decorating for the fall, that my style is definitely more of a maximalist, which makes a lot of sense. It's actually quite soothing to my nervous system seeing a lot of beautiful decorations, whether we created them, we made them, or they were gifted to us. It's just another form of self-expression and creativity. But what we're going to do is it's going to be hung up and organized in a beautiful way so that it's not a hoarded home, and that the home is still inviting and loving. So I want all of you to celebrate this moment, because we're here. We decluttered, we let go, and now it's time for the really fun stuff. And to make sure that I keep my promise to my home and that we're finally breaking those hoarding generational behaviors. And if we move down here, I kind of want to change this little spot altogether and make a little coffee tea bar because I already have a Keurig sitting in my laundry room that I got last Christmas. But that's another way to create a loving space when we have people over, and I'll be making a video on that very shortly. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to clean, declutter, and now decorate something in your home today too.